Who doesn't love a bloody good botch? Who doesn't love a bloody good botch? Provided nobody gets hurt, there's nothing more meme-worthy or hilarious in this goofy little sport, with clips of these highly trained professional athletes doing the rounds quicker than Stephanie McMahon sniffing out spotlights she can steal from others. We've seen plenty already in 2018, and honestly this lot is only the tip of the iceberg, but each one left us howling. Now, I specifically haven't included any nasty head drops or other dangerous spots here, because unless you're a ghoul, those aren't funny. But with that in mind, I'm Andy for WhatCulture Wrestling, and here are the 10 most embarrassing wrestling botches of 2018. Number 10, classic sin CARA at Extreme Rules. No WWE name is more synonymous with botching than Sin Cara, and while the guy who currently works under the mask, the former Hunico, isn't exactly the most prolific offender, he does occasionally serve up the odd botch, reminding everyone of the OG Sin Cara. A notable recent example went down at Extreme Rules when for some reason the masked man decided to scale the turnbuckle, leap off, and tried to Hurricane Rana Andrade Almas off the apron. He missed completely, but should be extremely thankful for Almas, whose quick thinking saw him transform the move into a weird leg, arm, drag, whip thing that still looked painful, but nowhere near as embarrassing. Number 9, delayed onset bumping at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Oh, Jinder. The Greatest Royal Rumble was an absolute botch fest of a show, and Jinder Mahal provided one of the most hilarious moments. Jeff Hardy flew off the top rope looking to hit his signature whisper in the wind, but unfortunately Jinder was nowhere near where he needed to be. Hardy missed by almost a full foot, and a second later Jinder, for some reason, decided he'd sell it anyway. It made both of them look like absolute tits, but somehow it wasn't even the worst thing on the show. We'll get to that one later. Number 8, Kelly at the Royal Rumble. It was great to see so many old faces return for WWE's first ever Women's Royal Rumble, but maybe let's not invite Kelly next time. She had one notable spot in the match. It was meant to be a running head scissor takedown of Michelle McCool, and yeah, it didn't go too well. Kelly came off the ropes way too slowly to set the move up properly and was thus left dangling for a few awkward seconds while she adjusted. McCool was then left, because there was no momentum whatsoever, to swing around in slow motion before they eventually fell to the ground. It was an absolute mess. Number 7, flubbed lines on the 6th of March episode of 205 Live. And now, a production botch as WWE's editor failed to catch Drake Maverick screwing up his lines on an episode of 205 Live, and then correcting himself. It came during a Buddy Murphy weigh-in video. Maverick started his sentence by saying, "Buddy Murphy, by the terms of your agreement," then lost his train of thought, apologised, clapped his hands, and started again. Now there's nothing wrong with that, provided the editors catch it and make sure it doesn't make it to air, but WWE haven't even removed it from the network upload. Number 6, KAZARIAN'S sloppy springboard at New Japan Strong Style Evolved. It's a good job Frankie Kazarian is such an experienced pro, because otherwise this would have been a disaster. The old fella went for a springboard move, but little did he know that his own tag partner Scorpio Sky had already pulled his opponent Sho out of the way. Kazarian realised this slightly too late. He did improvise to his credit, but it looked really awkward as he came back off the ropes and hit a really weird leg drop kick thing that definitely wasn't in the script. Number 5, twist of what? From SmackDown on June 26th. Jeff Hardy wrestled Eric Young on this June episode of SmackDown, and boy, did he make a mess of the twist of fate. Hardy abandoned his first attempt when he couldn't quite grasp EY's head. He then went for an immediate second, but he still didn't have a hold of his opponent, so when he flopped down to the mat, he did so on his own. In a move straight out of the Jinder Mahal playbook, Young then sold the move a second later, flopping down and snapping back as if Hardy had a hold of him all along. God bless that man. Number 4, great timing, Taker at WrestleMania 34. This one gets extra points because it took place on the biggest show of the year, but bloody hell, Undertaker. I know you're old, man, but bloody hell. We all saw it, we all laughed at it, and I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about, but just in case, it was the dead man going for a big boot on John Cena and missing by a full foot. His foot barely connected with Cena's arms, let alone his bonds. Now I respect and like the hell out of both of these guys, but how do you fit such a noticeable botch into a 3-minute match? Number 3, a wardrobe malfunction at ZEROT's Fire Festival, Day 4. You probably missed this one because it took place on a rinky-dink Japanese indie show just a few weeks ago, but holy shit, is it a ripper. Now, there are no words that can really do this justice, but what effectively happens is that a wrestler called Chris Weiss tries to powerbomb his opponent Yuko Miyamoto, and it goes horribly wrong. Miyamoto almost falls off of Weiss's shoulders, and the crotch of his tights gets stuck on his opponent's head. They're then left struggling for a good few seconds before improvising into what I think was supposed to be a sunset flip. If you want to see this mess, and trust me, you do, then check out the hashtag #PoppingTheBoys on Twitter for the GIF. It's fucking incredible. Number 2, Black Miss, NXT TakeOver, Chicago. Here they are then, Ali Black and Lars Sullivan completely ballsing up the Black Mass kick on one of the biggest NXT shows of the year. Alistair swung his boot, completely missing Lars, but his opponent sold it anyway, and the commentary team, God bless them, tried to cover it up with that old chestnut. He didn't get all of it. No mate, he didn't get any of it. The good news is that Lars kicked out and this wasn't the actual finish, but still, they looked like a couple of absolute goobers on a show usually renowned for its impeccable ring work. A real shame. And at number 1, Titus World Slide from the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Titus Worldwide!
As if it could be anything else other than Adam Wilborn's favourite man, Titus O'Neil, running down to the ring at the Greatest Royal Rumble, tripping on his tit and sliding halfway under the ring. It was an instant viral hit, with GIFs doing the rounds online before the big man could even get back to his feet, and the announcers could barely contain their own hilarity at what had just happened. The sad thing is that this might actually end up being the most memorable moment of Titus's WWE run when he eventually decides to retire. But that being said, him and the company did make the most of it, and they did release a commemorative t-shirt. Funny, bullying, you decide, but it was a hilarious moment. So that's our list, but what are your favourite wrestling botches of 2018? Let me know, because I'm sure there are dozens that I've missed. And once you've done that, head over to whatculture.com/WWE and check out some great articles, including the one this very list was based on. Until then, I've been Andy, and I'll see you later.